Hey, this is EZ for my latest sponsor, ExpressVPN. You know, Netflix has different content available to users depending on where they're located. Netflix has thousands of shows, but you can only get access to a fraction of that because of where you are. If you're utilizing Netflix without using ExpressVPN, it's like paying for a gym membership, but only being able to use the treadmill. So, how does this work? ExpressVPN lets you change your online location so you can control where you want Netflix to think you're located. They have almost 100 different server locations, so you can gain access to thousands of new shows. I'm talking like Star Trek, the original series on UK Netflix, Brooklyn Nine-Nine on Canadian Netflix, Rick and Morty on French Netflix, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on Indian Netflix, the Harry Potter movie series on Australian Netflix. The list goes on and on. In the EZ household, we utilize ExpressVPN, and we've unlocked so much content that my family and myself can enjoy. But then you might be like, Eric, we can use other VPNs. No. Listen, blazing fast speeds, stream in HD with zero buffering, compatible with all of your devices, phones, laptops, media consoles, smart TVs, and more. And it encrypts your data. ExpressVPN has the added benefit of encrypting your data so you can browse the web securely. Look, be smart. Stop paying full price for streaming services and only getting access to a fraction of their content. Get your money's worth at expressvpn.com/Zane. Don't forget to use my link at expressvpn.com/Zane to get an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. All right. Welcome. Hello. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. Apologies for the blurry screen. Don't know what is up with that. But I don't know. Whatever. You know what? It's like thing number 8 million on list of things to do. The list getting longer and longer and longer. But that's okay. Let's get into the Facebook brawl. Where is that? Do I have that? I don't know where that is. It's somewhere around here. Stu McAllister singing Facebook fight. You are wrong and I am right. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Another Facebook fight. All right. Ryan writes, you know the screen might be blurry, but the hair sure looks fucking sexy as hell. I appreciate that very much. You're a very kind man. I appreciate you. As I do everyone. So, when this stems from Harrison Butker, which, by the way, I'm seeing more and more people come out of the closet suggesting, well, he was right, man. Harrison Butker was right on. Yeah, I'm standing with Harrison. I actually saw someone who changed their Facebook background to, you know, like I might have my logo there on Facebook. He put his Facebook background to be, I stand with Harrison. I shit you not. I'll locate that so you can check it out. Or it's like, Catholics for Harrison. And I'm like, what? What is going on here? I'm not kidding you. Yeah, some jackass. God, where is it now? I can't even find it. And I don't want to look for it while I'm doing the show. But there was a dude who actually changed his background to be Catholics for Harrison. And, you know, Catholics, I'll say this about Catholics, being that I am a Catholic, and I am not practicing. I've since left the church entirely, but I was baptized Catholic, so I guess that makes me a Catholic. You know, some people might say, no, I quit being Catholic. Now, the way I understand it, I can't actually quit it, but I actually like saying that I'm a Catholic, but I'm diametrically opposed to all of the crazy shit that I guess far-right Catholics with. This is a new breed of Catholic for me because a lot of the Catholics that I know, you know, they're really fast and loose with the rules. To me, when people dial in on something bigoted and misogynistic that Harrison Butker would say, there's a screwdriver here for no apparent reason. The reason why they do that is because it conveniently lines up with their cultural hatred of certain groups of people. In this particular instance, gay people and women who don't want to have babies or who are just looking to find their lot in life and start a career and not be chained to the goddamn oven in the stove. The stove in the kitchen. Oven and stove, kind of one and the same. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about today. Hang on, I gotta drink this coffee. But there are plenty of people who are coming out of the woodwork now who feel emboldened by the way the world is. And this is all because of Trump. Trump made it okay, for these psychopaths to say, yeah, I hate blacks. Yeah, fuck the gays. Yeah, get in the kitchen, bitch. He legitimized all of you fucking assholes. That's what he did. So any one of you, I'll tell you this right now. If you're like secretly, I kind of believe what Butker said. Fuck you. I hate you. Okay? You have no right to even be part of the show. If you listen to this show after the shit I say about you, okay, then you're a goddamn coward. Stand up for your stupid, fucking idiotic views of the world and get the fuck out of here. I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want to know you, you fucking idiot. So, I've been posting about Butker. By the way, I don't know. It's just amazing to me. I'm kind of trying to be careful because there's people that I know professionally who are like, yeah, Butker speaks the truth. It's like, what the fuck? How could you possibly say that? Again, these are the people that I hope one day have gay kids. I really do. So, you know, consider, and then not to mention the fact that here he is in front of the graduates, and then they're all complicit and they're clapping, and the faculty is like, oh, great job, Harrison. Again, not all Catholics believe the same thing that Harrison Butker believes. A lot of friends of mine who are Catholic are like, yeah, you know, we love gay people. We think priests should marry, or we think that ladies should be priests, and we think that gay people should be allowed to marry in the church. And then I'm like, well, yeah, but they can't. So why are you going? Why are you part of this? If all of these things you're telling me are things that you think that they should, well, yeah, but I love Jesus. I go, well, I love Jesus too. I would say I love him more than you do because I'm not being a goddamn hypocrite. All right. I'm not going to go to be part of an institution that is going to cast thee out, away with thee, and treat these people like fucking shit and have this attitude and this mentality. That's bullshit. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, but ours is different. It's not. It's it's the same goddamn team. So, with all of that being said, the one I posted recently, a lot of my posts on Facebook have been either just a static image of Butker with my opinion, and or whatever it may be, or maybe it's I title a show something to do with Harrison Butker. I've been all about this since this story broke, and so and I hashtag it appropriately, like Butker NFL Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm getting a lot of eyes on it. Not a lot. I'm getting some eyes on my posts based on hashtags. And I can't tell if the guy I got into the Facebook war with is an audience member or not. So I was a little confused. But anyway, this person saw, Richard Boris saw my post, one of my posts, and Richard writes to me, "You're a complete moron." Now, what I do typically when I see something like that is, before I respond, I'll look at their picture. And I look at the picture and then I'll look at all of their pictures, and that gives me a little bit of information on their background. You know, people reveal a lot on the images they post. You know, where they, I'm like, what's he doing? All right, yeah, he hates Biden. He's got a fuck you because you got your vaccine meme. All sorts of crazy right-wing shit. January 6th, prisoners of war. Oh, boy. So I know what's going on, but I want to get him talking. So I write, what's up? What did I say? Eric Zane, you rip on Harrison Butker. For what reason? Because, and it's usually horrible grammar and misspellings. And, so I'm going to read it as it's written. You rip on Harrison Butker for what reason? Because he spoke the truth, comma, the NFL is a fucking joke. Roethlisberger, rapist. Ray Lewis, murder. Deshaun Watson, rapist. Michael Irwin, POS drug user, can't speak a lick of English. Kaepernick, worthless scum. And you have the balls to pick on Harrison. Seriously, that's all one sentence. There isn't a period there. And, so he seems to think that I'm only going after Harrison Butker, so he is not sure of my background. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of focused whenever I ripped on anything about current players, and about as far back as I went was Aaron Rodgers with his nonsense about Sandy Hook was a hoax. And also, of course, ripped on, it was Butker and Rodgers. And I talked about how the league blackballed Kaepernick. He writes Kaepernick is worthless scum. I don't think Colin Kaepernick is worthless scum at all. He calls him Kaepernick. He's just pissed off that Kaepernick took a knee during the anthem, which he did for absolutely altruistic reasons, I believe. He was trying to shine a light on injustice in the black community. That was fairly simple. But Richard Boris is such a retard. He's a racist, and that's the problem there. That's why he hates Kaepernick. So I get him talking there. And of course, I've always ripped on Ben Roethlisberger. I've ripped on all those players at one point in time. Okay? And then I wrote, oh, I see. You're one of those weirdos who thinks that he is right. I'm so happy that people like your kind are emboldened to proudly embrace who you really are. I salute your willingness to think like a fool. Richard wrote, fuck off, liberal. I'm sure you would love to blow Biden. Pause there. Now, there is no fucking way in hell that I am a liberal. You all know that. There is no way in hell that I'm a liberal. I'm just me. I just call it like I see it. But I'm sure you would love to blow Biden. Okay, I can't say that I would go out of my way to blow Biden. But every man has a price. And I think if the price was right, I think I would actually blow Biden. It would have to be a rather particular document that I would sign in order to make sure that everything is appropriate and on the up and up in this transaction. I would have to get a lot out of it. Like, I wouldn't just go up to him and say, Mr. President, can I blow you? But I think just about everybody has a price. I don't think there's a person in the world that with the right amount of money that I would not blow. Like, let's put it this way. If someone said $100,000 to blow Biden, would I? I don't know about 100,000. I'd probably do it for $1 million. Now, if it was like Kenney in Nashville, I would have to probably, there would have to be some significant bathing going on, and I'd have to actually see the bathing process. But yeah, I think that everybody has a price. So anyway, then I said, yes, there it is. Didn't take much to get you to bust a spring. And away we go. Holy shit. Absolutely fantastic. I'm trying as we speak to locate the guy who has the profile of Catholics for Butker. Where is that one? Oh, I think I know where it is. I thought for a second that the guy had deleted it. No, I don't know where it is. Shit. I'm so frustrated. I want this to be right now. Did he delete it? You got to take my word for it. There's a guy that has his... Oh, fuck. I knew I should have had it ready to go. Now I've lost it. Don't you hate that when you want to show somebody something? Is there anything more frustrating than that? Usually you do it with your phone. Blue Chaos says, I would say you're a moderate who leans left of the right based upon the issue. Correct. Fair enough. Molly says, gotta ask, what about Trump? Oh, blowing Trump. Oh, yeah. You goddamn right. I would do that for like $50 because the man draws so much attention. All right. I would be the biggest thing in the world if I was able to blow Trump. $50. Cole says, the guy forgot Ray Rice. Yeah, look, and I love people that do that. What about this? What about this? What about this? It's like, dude, yeah, I don't know. Great. Thanks for pointing out all the people that have done terrible shit. But let's focus on Harrison Butker. This is a terrible thing this person did. Horrible. All right? His belief system is fucked up. And he's willing to voice it and throw it out there to the world. Okay? That means it's up to people like me to talk about it. And my opinion is he's fucking crazy. Steevigh sent me something. I just remembered it. I have got to send it to myself so that I can play it for you. Thank you, Steevigh, by the way. I should point out while I'm thinking about it that if you see something interesting and you want to share and you're thinking, oh boy, EZ would love this on his show, I please send it along. I absolutely would love it. It really does help me when I have bits of content that you find interesting that would also work for me. So I want you to keep that in mind. If you find something interesting, send it to me on the Shoreliners Striping inbox as we do today's show from
I lived with
the Impact
Butker
Power
in
Sports
and,
Studio. This is a video that's going around. This guy was a college roommate with Harrison Butker. And these are his thoughts about Harrison Butker.
I lived with Harrison Butker in college, and I'm not surprised by any of this because he's a weird dude. Harrison never said that he was dating a girl, but he said he was courting her. And when he started courting his girlfriend, now wife, she would sew him into a chastity sack in his bed, and he would be like super happy. When we brought it up, he told us that doing it before marriage is a sin, and I told him that wearing a blend of different materials in your clothes is also considered a sin in the Bible.
Oh, fuck, I didn't know that.
He then proceeded to burn all of his clothes, and then his courtship person knit him all new stuff. Harrison never ate in the dining halls. He always used to lecture to us about like purity and stuff. So he would just spend hours in our dorm room churning his own butter. Harrison wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. He would constantly fail his essays for science because he would try to argue ad nauseum that the Earth was only 6,000 years old.
Okay. I think this is real, but where he lost me was he's churning his own butter. Come on. And then burning his own clothes, and she knit the clothes. This is bullshit.
And it's not. All of this makes sense, though, when you meet his parents, because when Mrs. Butker came for family weekend, she saw my copy of the book Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, and she said, I love that book so much. And then I said, yeah, it's pretty dark. And she said, oh, no, I love utopian literature. And I said, don't you mean dystopian? Then Harrison jumped in. He's like, no, she means heaven on earth. Handmaid's Tale. What do you want to bet Harrison fans defend him for this video, even though it's fake?
Of course it's fake. Of course it's fake. You know what's funny about that is Stevie sent me that fucking thing. And so I hadn't watched it yet prior to just now. So all I saw was a video that came in, and I sent it to myself. I didn't watch it last night. And she wrote, I'm not sure if this is true, but it clears some things up. Sorta. Yeah, none of that's true. Look, if you're going to send me stuff, you couldn't have watched that. I need to know, Stevie, if you actually watched that thing. Or do you just sight unseen send it to me? That's as bad as me just playing it. I think we're both fucked up here. But I did take your word for it. I need to call you right now and ask you questions about this exact thing.
Hello.
Hey, is this Stevie?
It is.
Hey, it's Eric Zane from the Eric Zane Show podcast.
Yeah, I know who you are. What's up?
So you mean to tell me you watched that video and sent it to me and wrote it could be true?
Yeah, it could be true. You never know.
You think he churned his own butter and he burned his clothes and his girlfriend knit the other clothes?
Could be.
Even though at the end the guy said this is fake?
He said it was fake.
Yes!
Oh, I guess I didn't watch it all the way to
You
the
didn't
end.
watch it all the way through. What the fuck?
I think it's great, though. I mean, the guy deserves some sort of writing award for that, for sure.
No, it was dumb. It was dumb, and you're an idiot for believing it.
Oh, come on, Eric. You know, I'm just trying to live my truth.
All right.
Okay.
All right, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Patrick is here. I want to read you something that Patrick sent me. Hold on. First, I need to check out some of the attendance here. All right. EZ, today's show. I tuned in live this morning, and Rick was going on and on. Now, if someone says that someone is going on and on, rarely is that accompanied by, I loved it. Now, I love Rick. I don't know. I think there might have been just people that were a little bit sensitive to the talent and the verbosity and the acumen of Rick as a broadcaster. He is a broadcaster now, by the way. Someone, a fan of his, actually went to TC Paintball just to see him or something like that. He told me that he's got like a fan, a stalker or some shit, who's coming by and says, oh my God, you're Rick. Patrick writes, it sounded like he was over-caffeinated. I was exercising and I decided I had to listen to something else. Oh no. I normally like Rick. Anyways, I'm listening now to the show and I'm pleased to hear Aram felt the same way. Yeah, I don't know if Aram felt the same way. How could you possibly make that assumption? All Aram said was this is like a Hot Wings hot take. I thought he did fine, Patrick. I think you just might have gotten up on the wrong side of the bed. And I don't know if it's fair for you to put words into Aram's mouth like that. He says something about him was different today. Thanks, as always, for all your great content. Well, I appreciate you. And anything to help you while you're exercising as you get all swole. I responded, maybe he was on coke. Well, he's probably going to hear this and be all self-conscious now because you decided to rip him a new asshole like that. I mean, that clearly you've got him on a short leash. How could you possibly have someone who has helped support the podcast for as long as he has, both with his attendance and his financial contributions by being a advertiser, and then you knife him right there. Oh, my God. I think you better check yourself. Bob says the only thing I don't like about Rick is he took Devil Fart Mike from us. All right. So let's see. Facebook, I covered that. Today, the radio show was, well, it sounded fantastic as usual. It never doesn't. Wait a minute. Is that a double negative? It always sounds great. Today, though, we had a special scenario because yesterday, I was off the air. And then there was some tech issues on my end somehow. I don't know if when I was trying to troubleshoot the problem for the radio station, I knocked myself out of the internet, eventually figured out what was up, finished up my podcast day. Here I am today, but I cannot actually broadcast live from here right now. So me and JJ put our heads together and figured out a way that we can do it. And it's all boring, but it essentially is me recording my voice and the things I want to say and then uploading it to a server because I still have internet and it talks to something else. So boom, I'm on the air. But it isn't live. Like if I'm talking at 8:20, I would have recorded that at like 7 in the morning because I can see what's coming up, what I can talk about, what I can address, the song I just finished, the segment I have coming up. So that's the way I did it. And then today they're like, okay, we got to take care of this today. We got to get you on the phone with so-and-so from tech support at Xfinity. And then we got to do a conference call. And I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. Little do they know that the back half of the day is booked from right now till I'm like 68 years old. So I was able to carve out the space of time to do the morning show and push everything forward to be able to do the podcast. So it all falls in line. Podcast now starts at 10-ish. Still want it to be 10. Whatever. And, noonish, done. Boring shit, let the dogs out. Patreon, boring shit after. Boom. And then I've got today, 2 p.m. Who are these broadcasters? I got to be on the phone before that with my insurance guy, Frank Fuss. And so it's all scheduled. It's all plotted out. So I'm like, oh, yeah, no problem. Let's get on the... It's always a quick process to call Xfinity. I just go right through the tech support, level 5. Easy. So they're like, okay, easy. Yeah, we gotta get you out for tech support. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. As soon as I sent that, I'm like, I am going to have to break the news to these people that it might not be a while until I have a minute to do this. So that is that's what's up. Tomorrow, rehab starts for my shoulder. I see Joe Martinez is here, this legend. He says, ask him about chiropractor care, but he said that before I talked about going to rehab. So I think Joe is suggesting that I ask someone from Q100 about chiropractor care. I don't understand what you mean. Is this your way of just suddenly getting the attention on you so that you can call me names and say I'm stupid for not going to see a chiropractor? Because you've made that point abundantly clear. We are definitely on different pages. Between Dave, Joe Martinez, and Kenney, the three horsemen of chiropractic care, I understand where you are coming from. But I can tell you right now that I would rather take medical advice from the naked hobo downtown eating his own shit than from any of you jackholes, okay? I would have a better chance at getting sound medical advice than you morons. So that's how I feel about that. Kenney says, if you want to lower your monthly bill with Xfinity, call and ask to talk to retention and nobody else and threaten to leave. Just an FYI. Trick an Xfinity sales rep told me years ago. Joe Martinez says that hobo would probably tell you the same thing. Moron. Kenney says, go listen to the final word Ben and Eric last week for the truth, y'all. Kenney, I know what I said on Ben and Eric. I said if before I was going to get operated on, I would ask my doctor about a chiropractor. That's what I said. That's no different than what I just said now. You morons are saying, no, go for a pinched nerve. How in the world could you possibly know anything about my medical condition, you idiot? Anyway. He says, don't reveal it and try to twist it here. Get them to pay for Patreon. I don't like tricks. They'll figure it out on their own. Look, Patreon's fine. It's never been better. No, it has been better. I take it back. But it is on the rise. Chris says, and you did ask. I don't know what you mean by that. I did ask who? My doctor? About a chiropractor? I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Did I say I did? Now I'm confused. What the hell is going on here? Showbro Michael says, we know best, Eric, what to do. What do these doctors know? We know best, Eric. What do these doctors know? Ah, yes. I love doctors. I want to see more. All right. Yesterday at Bosco's Pub, this was classic. Classic. So it's Doug and I in the kitchen. And I'm going to take this moment right here and make sure that Dougie, which is Doug's son, hears it. By the way, Doug's daughter, Lindsay, had her baby, little baby girl. Beautiful name, but I can't remember it. And congratulations to them, the whole family. I saw that little baby, and I saw Doug holding it. I was like, oh, my God. That is just fantastic. I'm so happy. So congrats to you. So Doug, for the longest time, has given me shit about rolling a wrap. And if you remember that time a couple weeks ago where he was so goddamn pissed, he would roll it and then the side of the tortilla would split. Okay? Which you got to start over. And he kept ripping it, and then he yelled at me and said, this is your fault. You put too much shit in the wrap. So then he started it all over and built it his own way, and it ripped it again. And so I'm like laughing at him. And then he threw it. He threw the food. But I think he's been trying to work on his temper, but because this is what happened yesterday. This couple orders, one orders a medium burger, and the wrap is just finishing up. Like there's only one thing left to do, and that is roll it. So you got lettuce, tomato. It's a BLT, crispy chicken BLT wrap. Romaine, spring mix, I should say. Diced tomatoes, shredded Colby Jack cheese, Chipotle ranch sauce, bacon, real bacon, and crispy chicken tenders. So the chicken tenders just have to be cut, put on top, and then you roll it. I used to be the worst at rolling. Now I'm very good at it. Now I know how to roll a fucking wrap. I've gotten a lot of practice on it. But he happened to get his hands on it, so he's going to do it. I plate the medium burger. It's very important that that medium burger and the fries gets out quickly because a medium is a juicy burger, and you don't want it to become a disaster. You want it to get it to the table as quick as possible. So I said to Annika, I go, here you go. The wrap will be right up. She goes, okay, I'm going to take this. She takes it over to the table. I'm going to get your wrap right now. At this point, Doug has ripped it. He tried to roll it, and it splits. He doesn't make a sound. He gets another big-ass tortilla, throws it on the flat top where it heats up for about 20 seconds. You pull it off. He takes the wrap and dumps everything that was in the split one into the new one. And he tries to roll it, and it splits. Motherfucker! He gets another tortilla. Now, at this point, I've walked out of there. I don't want to be around him. So I leave the actual where he's constructing, where the prep table is. And I'm kind of watching him. And he's rolling number 3. And he goes, God damn it! And he splits a third fucking wrap. So now he starts all over because he was just dumping out the ingredients from this damaged one into the next one. And it just keeps... Now, what's inside of the wrap isn't making it split. Okay? It's his technique. He's fucking it up somehow. All right? So he gets a 4th wrap, puts it on the griddle, pulls it off, and now he's just going to start all over. Okay? So he pushed everything aside. He goes new lettuce, new tomato, new chipotle ranch, new bacon. He happened to have a couple chicken tenders that he was actually going to eat. He grabbed those, chops them up, puts them on top, wrapping it. Fuck! He yells, and he goes, I'm done. I'm done. I am done. You do it. I go, all right. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe he said, you do it. I was like, son of a bitch. I have never seen something so perfect in all my life. What a disaster. So then I grab a tortilla, throw it on there, 20 seconds, pull it right off, take what was in his 4th goddamn tortilla, put it in there, wrap it, nice, perfect, wrap, tight, splicey, toothpick on the plate with the fries. Here you go. Lady's probably done with her burger. While the guy gets his wrap, I was like, holy shit, 5. It took 5 fucking wraps to make that a possibility. Oh, my God. Oh, was that spectacular. So I'm telling this story. And in fact, I was walking around the restaurant. I was like, I got to text Dougie. I got to tell him about this pronto. But I didn't. So I've been looking forward to telling this to you since it happened. So I am dedicating this story to Dougie. Okay? I can actually feel your essence laughing to this story whenever this goes into your ears. You're gonna lose your mind. You're gonna play it for your lovely better half, and then your little buddy, Doug number 3, is gonna be like, Daddy, why are you laughing so? You're crying. You're laughing so hard, Daddy. He's gonna be laughing that you're laughing. So I don't know, man. That was worth the price of admission alone. It was fantastic to witness. Oh my God. Whew. But you know what? I did find out that on Friday of last week, I was not there. They had a record day in terms of, but it wasn't in a good way. They had a record day for sales, and there was the whole place was packed. They were waiting out the door, and the ticket times were getting long because they were just overwhelmed. They were like running out of plates to serve the food on. Absolutely set a record. Okay, and so I'm talking to Doug about this. He goes, yeah, it was great. But I go, anybody get fussy with the wait times? Yeah, one lady was upset. So I took 15% off her bill, and she complained, but she still left me a bad review. And he said that the review said that Doug was drunk. It said service was terrible, Owner was drunk, but the food was good. I'm like, what? Bosco's Pub Reviews. I don't know. Is it on Yelp? I have no idea. Usually they're pretty good reviews. I rarely see anyone that's bad. A lot of 5 stars. Bosco's Pub. Wait, is this? Yep, this is ours. Because there could be more than one Bosco's Pub. Oh, look. I gave him a 5. Eric Z in San Francisco, California. I want there to be a review that says owner was having shit fit about tortillas in back of store, in back of restaurant. Jeremy says Doug is going to look in the dumpster, see 4 tortillas in a garbage bag, and still blame EZ for wasting food. Kenney says, oh, was it not Doug that was messing up the tortillas? Yeah, it sure was. What were you thinking? Are you confused about something? I don't know if you, because there's Doug and Doug E. Doug E is Doug's son. There's 3 Dougs. Doug, God damn it! Doug E, who's like my kid's age. And then Doug 3 is Doug E's son. So it would be dad, son, grandson. Or grandpa, dad, me. Get it? Kenney says, Jeremy's comment made me second guess it. Oh, I didn't know the kid had the same name. No, I think what we're boiling down to is, again, you're dumb. So you can't follow things like this. It's been very, very easy to follow the family tree of this story. I'm an expert at this. Okay, I know how to tell a story. I know how to keep the audience from being confused. But we know you are a retard, and since that is the case, you know, it gets. All right, hey, what's going on, guy? Hey, guys, I'm not. Who's Doug? What is going on? I'm confused. Oh, I see. His name's Roy. What? Huh? Can you start over? Wait a minute. I bet you I'm not the only one confused. Oh. This story is bullshit. It always, when anybody asks those types of dumb shit questions, I get a nice warm feeling in my heart that I know that the next thing I'm going to do is just hammer somebody. How could you, out of all of the times that we've been talking on this show, not have the lay of the land at Bosco's Pub? Even if you were a brand new audience member, you would be able to figure out what the schematic was here. Jeremy writes, Kenney saw the word dumpster in my comment and immediately stopped thinking due to hunger. Joe Martinez says, yes, you are an expert. Go change a check valve again. I'll have you know that I have done work on that since then. And one of the couplers between the check valve and the pipe outgoing sprung a leak, a little pinhole leak, and it was shooting water out. And it never even popped into my mind to tell the story because I was so goddamn on top of repairing that thing. There was no issue whatsoever. There could very easily have been the same problem we had before when the water came shooting out of the sides like a fire hose, which you set me up for, by the way. No. I was prepared, put in another pump into the inside of my well there, so it was draining constantly to keep the water level nice and low. That float's not going to rise up on me. Screw. Rubber coupler comes off. On goes the new boot. Screwy. Boom! Fuck yes. I got it down, man. Live and learn. Kenney writes, any form of the name Doug, and I've always thought you were referring to one fucking person there. Well, of course, because you don't listen. I've made it very clear. Doug is one guy. Dougie is his son. I'm constantly working with those two. I've said it a billion times on this show. And because I know what I'm doing, I know with two people that have the same name, it could be possible to confuse the audience in these elaborate stories like the one I just told you. So, of course, I'm going to reiterate constantly who is who and what is what and who the players are. This all boils down to you're dumb. Oh, what? Huh? I'm confused. Oh, my God. You fucking moron. Jesus Christ. Ugh. All right. He says, yeah, excuse me for working and listening and putting more emphasis on my actual job than these stupid fucking people's names. Fuck you, Eric. Here we go. Now he's pissed. He's going to lose his mind now. All right. That's enough. You know I'm just teasing you. You know I love you. But I love the fact that Doug blew his shit and it made me rap the thing, and then I did it expertly. All right. For those folks who are enjoying the show on Facebook, X, and YouTube, it's now time to say goodbye to you. If you want the full show, head over to my Twitch channel. Either download the Twitch app and search Eric Zane Live, or go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live on your desktop or laptop and follow. That way you know when I go live, and then you won't get interrupted like I'm about to right now to these folks who are enjoying the show on those platforms. So there you go. If you want to reach out to me, send an email on the Shoreliner Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. If you want to tell me a story, tell me a story, or send me a story that you think is real, but it's actually fake, like stupid-ass Steevigh did yesterday, that's entirely up to you. I would love your help. Please try not to tell me, hey, I think this is true, when it's not. I mean, you might want to watch it first. Or maybe keep an eye out to make sure that it isn't a story from like 2013. I know Bleeding Heart Brian is known to do that from time to time. Send them along. Eric@ericzaneshow.com. Something you find interesting. I would love to have it on the show. Okay. Excuse me. So I'm going to kick you all out that are watching on Facebook, X, and YouTube now. No, wait a minute. Before I let you go, let me say this. On my Patreon next week, we are going to be doing, because it's a short, weird week this week because we're going to a family reunion up north at Fear Bunker North. So there will not be a Who Are These Free Beers, nor will there be a Ben and Eric Patreon podcast this week. We'll do that next week and get back to our schedule. Excuse me. But we will be, pardon me. We will be next week doing Who Are These Free Beers. And I have so much material to review with you because, first of all, Jeremy K is now sending me material. Jeremy, honestly, for now, unless it's something earth-shattering, you don't need to send me anything for a little while because I have so much shit to get to on the next Who Are These Free Beers. And I don't want you to feel committed to it like a homework project if I'm not going to get to it for a lot of time. I have so much material now from Free Beer and Hot Wings for Who Are These Free Beers that if I did this show every day, it would be okay. I'd be able to pull off an everyday Who Are These Free Beers. But that gives you, and I'm not, that just gives you an idea of how much material that I have. So I'll be featuring Who Are These Free Beers next week. And Ben and I will both be doing that along with material from Jeremy. I kind of want to get right now ultra specific as to some of the clips that I have. But I can't really do that. But what I can do is this. I have talked for a long time about how that show, Greg is really committed to just reading the show prep. He gets a stack of printed papers called the Complete Sheet every day. It's about 70, 80 pages of mostly useless stuff. And a lot of the stories are like silly tidbits and crazy pulls and, mind benders and dumb stuff like that. Gender bender reveal. I don't know. Dumbass content that I hate. They also use the audio clips that service provides called Delicious Audio. And it's usually like stupid stuff that's not worth even spending 1 second on. We've talked about that before on the show. But what I haven't given you an example of is when they use something from the Complete Sheet. Now, Kenney, try to pay attention here because I know you're going to ask questions. When they're using a story from the Complete Sheet, and then if I had an example of them using it and then another radio station using the exact same content, that would kind of illustrate what I'm talking about here. I have just that. From last Friday's show, that would be the 17th, May 17th. There were two things that Greg and Chris ripped off from the C sheet and just read them out on the air like it was some type of fucking great content. And every Tom, Dick, and Harry that subscribes to that shit also did that. I have actual audio from other shows doing the same goddamn bit that they did on the same day. It just so happens that by chance, I went and checked out Phil Williams from the Phil and Billy show. Phil's still doing a show. Phil did the same shit they did, and I've got the audio proof to go along with it. Now, all that does is illustrate that they don't even try. Both of those shows are piles of shit, okay? The best thing any show can do is take all of that prep service and throw it in the garbage and never use it. Don't use it. You've got a brain on your head. Don't let some fucking intern who runs the Complete Sheet and tells you what you're going to talk about tell you what you're going to talk about. Are you stupid? Greg would always print a copy of the Complete Sheet for himself, me, and Hot Wings. Hot Wings, they would stack up on his desk about this high, about 2 feet. We didn't even look at them. Occasionally, and if there was anything, it might have been one thing that was, okay, this is a unique story. We can get this person on the air. Or I have an opinion on this. You can't just take it and read it because it was sent to you. It's a horrible habit. You're going to love this illustration. All right. Jeremy says, I'm going to do a weekly email instead of a daily one with just the best of the worst. Awesome. I appreciate that. Chris says, any word on when Stephen Kyles will be pumped for that beat up? Maybe a guest appearance from Cloudkicker. Oh, my God. You know, that's a great thing that you brought up there, Chris. We talked about that when we were in the booth of the soccer stadium. I am putting an APB out on Andrew Cloudkicker. Andrew Cloudkicker is the person who sent me the whistleblowing Facebook Messenger message after 6 days of doing my show on WBBL in April of 2016. Andrew Cloudkicker said, hey, I need to tell you something very, very important. About 30 minutes later, I took that information and presented it to people involved. I then ran downstairs to my general manager, and I told him what's up. I went back up to show the person who was involved with the initial whistleblowing. Left for the day. The next day, I'm doing the morning show alone. 6 days in, I'm fucked. The rise of Cloudkicker. I need Andrew Cloudkicker on this show. I need to know more. 8 years after the fact. Oh, my God. All right. Kenney gave me the finger. Let's see. Jeremy says he's working on a supercut from various things that our friends do. So we have Jeremy pulling clips. That makes everybody's job a little bit easier. When it comes to Steve and Kyle, like I indicated, the show is hard to review, at least right now. I do have clips, but I think there might be a little bit more of a learning curve on this show to be able to prioritize what we can park on and hammer them about. And so, I'm putting that homework assignment on Ben, too. The last thing I want, though, is this to be like a exercise in futility where we're just spending way too much time. It's still going to do it. Even if I only review the goddamn clips, because I'm not even so sure Ben can. I take it back. He can absolutely, he'll figure something out. I need to give him more credit. Cole writes, on your first day alone, did you mention Kyle's absence or did you just pretend he was never there? I was instructed to pretend he was never there. He just vanished. Vanished. Oh, my God. So bad. So bad. Oh. The anxiety. Okay, so in February when I got fired in 2016, that's when I was introduced to anxiety. I'd never had anxiety in my life, really. And then that happened. So then you can't really unring the bell. So then after 2 months of, oh, boy, I don't know, coming or going, am I going to be, okay, now, oh, hey, I got a radio job. Okay, anxiety leaves a little bit. Okay, now I got to do the radio job. And then right away feeling, boy, I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of in over my head here. I don't know. And then 6 days later, my hand-picked radio partner is now gone, off of the air. That really fucked me up bad. Adam says Steve and Kyle were featured on Who Are These Podcasts a few years ago. They got a beating. I know. I was the one who tipped them off. So you got to review this show. At what point did you lay on the ground and have the panic attack? Tyler asks. That was the day after Kyle's last day on the air. Then I was, okay, first of all, it's hard enough when you're in an ensemble cast like Freebeer and Hot Wings to suddenly just be one-on-one. So that was a little bit difficult. But then suddenly I'm alone and I have no idea what to do to be alone. And Julius is kind of like, he wasn't really the best guy to bounce shit off of. Okay? Julius not really a yes and guy. He was kind of a prick. So I had a anxiety attack and I laid on the floor of the studio. Oh my God. I can't believe how bad I felt. It was terrible. Patrick says, I don't understand how he has a mic, let alone his own show. Wait, maybe I just did FBHW, says Jeremy. I don't know what you mean. Yes, he's boring and always wrong. Julius was great because he got on your nerves. Oh, well, of course you're going to say that. And then you have filled in that role nicely. Chris said, now Chris, I know, Chris Denham, is probably the most tuned in. There's a handful of you who are the most tuned in with the Lost Zane recordings. First of all, Chris listened to Michael Gray, and then when I took over, he started listening to that show. And then it happened to work out that he became a fan. So he had listened to all those shows. Now he's listening to them again on Lost Sane Recordings. So he adds, Julius had a terrible attitude the first few months. He softened up when Ben got dealt in. Yeah, I had a bad vibe about him. He seemed like a dick. Ryan says, I always wished I had a shot to work with you back in those days. I think we could have made a tremendous show. Marvelous, really, when you think about it. Jeremy says, anyways, what's the story with Kyle? I never knew he was on the WBBL show. Well, yeah. I fall just a little bit short on this show of actually going down that road with you. Because I don't know the law. Okay? So if I told you everything that I know, I think I would put myself in some type of jeopardy. Like, what in the world, EZ, did Andrew Cloudkicker tell you that made it so that Kyle never worked at the radio station ever again, that he was fired? What did Andrew Cloudkicker say? If I told you that, just straight up, I think I could put myself into some type of jeopardy. I'll let you all talk about it amongst yourselves, not on the chat. There's got to be a way you can have that conversation. A lot of you know. Steevigh says he lied on his job application, basically. Yeah, I don't... they didn't really deal me into the legal wranglings of how they actually made that stick. But after 6 days, my man's career was over. And I think actually that it worked out because as I started to listen to Kyle more and more, especially with his efforts on the Steve and Kyle show, he's so fucking shitty that I think I would have ended up strangling the guy. He has a tendency to go on way too long without actually making a point. But he sounds energized when he's doing it. So it's like his tone tells you that what he's saying should be interesting, but what actually is coming out of his mouth is not. So it's a little tricky. It's still better than Hot Wings or Steve because those guys are just, their tone is so down here, all that humdrum, rumble bullshit. Cole writes, allegedly. Yeah, I can't read that, Cole. My favorite moments of those early shows included Simonson insulting Julius. All right. So Steve and Kyle will be a smash. Who are these Steve and Kyles? All right, I'm finally saying goodbye to you folks now. But not you on Twitch. For those of you that are watching, Twitch and Facebook are brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. X, brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Follow me on those platforms as well as Instagram and on YouTube. I appreciate it. The open and live stream of the show today, brought to you by Impact Power Sports. ImpactPowerSportsMI.com. Check them out online. Go visit them in person, 14 Mile Road in Rockford, Michigan. Good group of people over there if you want to get something fun to haul up north all clean and then bring it back home after you've run it through the mud about 8 million times and had a ball. Online at ImpactPowerSportsMI.com. There is racing this weekend at Berlin. BerlinRaceway.com for tickets. $14 a pop, 18 at the gate. Buy them online. Get them for $14. The kids 15 and under are free. Parking is free. And you can bring in a cooler, 12 by 18 or smaller. And not only that, you can get beers for just $6 a pop. That's actually pretty cheap for a venue. Chris Denham says, December 13th, there is an episode, episode 1194 of the Patreon. So, Jeremy, if you want all the information, you would look up a show titled Derek Vane, Lyle, and Cloudkicker. There was a moment when Andrew Cloudkicker blew the whistle that I was shocked, and I walked into the office and I'm staring face to face, and I go, "Hey, I just got a piece of information from Andrew," and before I could say Cloudkicker, the person across from me says Cloudkicker. Finished the name. Andrew, and then he said Cloudkicker. So he knew something was up. I don't know what. And I went, yeah, who is this? And then I read what the person read, or wrote to me. A face goes white. And I'm like, stay right there. Cut right! Oh, my God. And that began the nightmare. Could have been anybody. Could have been anybody. Ryan says, what did our old pal Cartwright think of all this at the time? Seeing as the show was so new. He sat there like this, with his hands on his head, and he was like pulling his hair, and then he like pulled his hand over his face. He goes, "Oh my God, get the application. Get the application. Crystal! Yeah! Get the application!" He goes, "Oh, thank God. Thank God. Thank God he lied." Ugh. The worst. What a fiasco. Anyway, this is going to be great. Stephen Kyle. Who are these Stephen Kyles? Is right. It's not next week, because next week is Who Are These Free Beers? And then the following week, we're going to bust out Who Are These Stephen Kyles? And I think we should title it Who Are These? And then Steven Stephen Kyles. So it's like Steve and Kyles, but it's Stephen Kyles. Who are these Stephen Kyles? So Ben, just so you know, next week we're reviewing Who Are These Free Beers, so get that ready. And then you better start getting your mind around Who Are These Stephen Kyles, because this shit's going down. If you think you can be a guest roaster, let me know. All right. Blue Frost IT, as I mentioned, is the managed IT service provider for the podcast. You can find them bluefrostit.com, 616-200-8550. That's 616-200-8550 for anything IT related. Okay. Thank you. I have a Vouch store. You can buy products. Vouch.store/Eric Zane. Go check out what I have for sale, including Campcraft cocktails, the toothbrush, Split Rock coffee, pet supplies for you, dog food, supplements, yak sticks, stuff your pet will love, and the Impact Accelerate, whatever the hell it's called, Impact Massager. That thing looks incredible. You can buy them all on my Vouch store, where Content creators and small business merge. Vouch.store/Eric Zane. Okay. What can we talk about today? I'll be doing Who Are These Broadcasters with Christian Blatt coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Always a good time. The community of Holland, Michigan. I saw this headline. And I don't know if you've seen the article. Try not to comment on what I'm asking here, but maybe you'll be able to fill in the blanks. Holland, the community of Holland, got a grant for AI-equipped recycling trucks. Now, it seems like I'm seeing AI next to all sorts of things that I'm like, well, okay, what I know about AI is it can take a voice and replicate it. It can also take, like I heard that they're using AI in cancer treatments. And the way they do that is let's say they take various variables from a cancer patient, whether it be the type of cancer they have, the medicines they've used, their age, their gender, their family history, specific makeup of the cancer cells, specific makeup of their components in their body and cells that they have, DNA, whatever the hell, and can actually do a tailor-made chemotherapy regimen that is ultra focused on the actual cancer inside of that person. Whereas before AI, it's just they throw everything but the kitchen sink in you, and there's unbelievable side effects to that type of treatment that can actually kill a person or at least make them very, very sick and make it a horrible experience. So that sounds like an excellent practical use for AI. So I think you can apply that to a number of different things, but I don't know when I couldn't figure out what in the world that they would be applying AI to. Holland gets grant for AI-equipped recycling trucks. So there's AI in the truck. Off the top of your head, people in the chat, what in the world could they use that for? Because I had to read the article, and I don't want you to read it right now if you have it in front of you. I don't think you do. What in the world could AI be used for in recycling trucks? So these are the ones, like you put your recyclables out, and then the truck comes, and you see the arm grab it, and it throws it in there. Chris says sorting? Could it be used for sorting? So I guess what you're thinking there would be like the AI in the truck would sort it based on what's in there. Let's say it's glass and plastic, and then it's in one hopper, and the next thing you know, it's sorted right there. Is that's what the suggestion would be, I think is what you mean. I think that's as good as guess as anybody's. I wouldn't have come up with that, but I don't think that that's the case at all here. It's not for sorting. Jeremy says, my dad said that AI helped the doctor with the cancer treatment he finished last week. Oh, my goodness. My best to your father. No. That is not what is in the truck. The community of Holland has been given almost $40,000 to install a piece of equipment that detects. Because, a lot of times, like if my yard waste is full, if I'm mowing the lawn, all right, I do this all the time, and the thing is full. Now, I have 3 fucking bins here. I've got yard, I've got recycle, and I've got garbage. Now, 1977, Eric would just stuff all these metal fucking cans full and put them out to the road, and then some goddamn Sicilian Goomba motherfucker wearing a wife beater would hop off the back of the truck and throw him in there with a cigar in his mouth and throw him up the driveway. Who gives a shit? Not now. But I want to go back to those days because this is such a pain in my cock. So I've got a full yard waste bin, and I still have half the lawn to cut. So you dump it in the recycling bin. I mean, that's what I do. And then I fill it up with my recycle shit on top of it. So you're good to go. I don't give a fuck. Who gives a shit? That's the way I'm not. What do you want me to do? Just throw it in my yard? No. You throw it in the recycle bin. That's what it's there for. And if that's full, then you throw it in the garbage bin. Or if my recycling bin is full and my yard bin is half full, I'm throwing the recyclables in the yard bin. I will recycle, but if it gets any bit inconvenient for me, no, I'm not. And that's it. All right? So the AI, though, in Holland, now on the garbage trucks and the recycling trucks, they get $40,000 to install these devices so that when the arm grabs the garbage, the recyclables, and dumps it out and there's grass in there, it knows it. And it immediately sends you an email as a customer. It sends the resident with, quote, information about how they can recycle better. And that's it. Okay. If I get the, hey, here's how you can recycle better. Don't throw your grass into the recycle bin. I'm going to go, yeah, thanks. Well, no shit. That's not going to stop me from recycling, from doing that. I mean, for the reasons I just told you, I got to put my grass somewhere. Come on. Like, that's going to help. Like, someone's going to go, oh, you mean I'm not supposed to put my grass in there? Now, if they were doing it right, they would immediately send you a fine. Or, I don't know, kick in the door and I don't know. It would be better if they actually took the $38,000 and used that to drive back to your house and dump the shit in your front yard. That's there. You know, grass. I mean, there's got to be a better way. I mean, I don't know what that's going to do. This is it's just an incredible waste of money, it sounds like to me. It all starts next month. High-tech cameras, global positioning systems, and computers will be installed on city recycling trucks to check what's inside recycling bins. And then if there's shit in there that's not supposed to be, you get the information that you get the notification. It's a 12-month pilot project funded with a nearly $39,000 grant from the Michigan Department of the Environment, Great Lakes Energy. I mean, that isn't going to do anything to curtail anybody because anyone who's ever recycled wrong has done it on purpose. I know I can't put a gallon of oil in there. I know I can't dump paint in there like I do on a daily basis. I just put about 50 gallons of used motor oil inside of my recycle bin in milk jugs. What do I care? It's got to go somewhere, right? So that means that at some point I could possibly go. I don't live in Holland, but if they ever do that here, I mean, holy shit. Anyway, $39,000 to be able to do that. To learn more about what is not accepted in Holland's eco carts, visit recycleholland.com. Yeah, whatever. Megan says, oh my God, Eric. Megan says, Everkept had cameras, I think, because I got an email right away from the workers' statements about yard waste in the recycling. Oh, wow. Steevigh says, you put your grass clippings in your recycle bin. Did I hear that right? Well, it depends. If the grass clippings one is full and that grass has got to go somewhere, where the hell is it going to go? Dan says it's amazing that we pay extra to separate recyclables so that the company who collects it can sell it for profit without having to sort it themselves like they did it in the 1980s. Oh, yeah. So when the recycle company gets their hands on that, they then, make it, shred it, melt it, whatever, or get it off to companies that break it down to component things so that they can start the process all over again. God damn it, let's just throw it in the ground. Kenney writes, I am sick of AI. What do you mean? It is mostly used for creating fake Northern Lights images online and fooling dumb people that they're real. Well, I'm sure they do. I'm sure it does plenty more. I'm sure that's what you've seen. It's not my fault you got tricked by them, Kenney. You can't be talking about how smart you are and not getting fooled by AI Northern Lights in the same show where you couldn't follow simple characters in a story I was explaining to you. Ryan says, why the recycle, though? Trash, my man. That gets buried at the landfill. Unless, of course, you want the recycle sorting people to touch all the grass mixed with oil in milk containers. Tyler says, EZ needs this type of tech in his house, so when the AI detects shit on the toilet seat or peanut butter on the microwave, it will alert the NFK that he's wreaking havoc. All right. Wow. Well, that's interesting to me that they have that. Chris says Ottawa Impact will say that tech is not right because it's all the devil. By the way, I want to say that the chat has been on point yesterday after the end of show debacle between Maureen, Steevigh, and Amy, where they were having just a gal gossip get down about the dumbest shit ever. Megan says, did you know that in East Grand Rapids, they put their leaves in the street and a truck just comes to pick them all up? Yeah, I used to live in a community that did that. It was awesome. Fantastic. Chris says, we're all just here because we want to hear more about the lake house. Yeah, don't get her going. Do not get her going. All right. Let's see. What else do I have for you? I know there was another story. Aha. Yeah. Often wonder how people like at an older age take up a nasty habit. Like most people who are smokers picked it up at a young age. You know, I mean, when I was going to school, it was 11, 12 years old. People were smoking. I'm not kidding. Maybe younger. This is when we were still at a spot where people were kind of denying that cigarettes were bad for you. And the fact that my high school had a smoking section for students. Considering the fact that we're talking like 9th grade to 12th grade. And I'm pretty sure that there was a legal limit to smoking. Like, I think you had to be 18 and over. I might be wrong on that. But then the teachers would go out. The teachers would go out with the students. Hey, you got any? Give me one. Give me a dart. Fuck you. Boom. You know? It was incredible. And I didn't smoke at all then. It wasn't until I was like 20 that Connie Shelke at Z93 left her darts right by the records at Z93. Everybody left for the day. I'm home. I'm at the radio station alone, 7:00 at night. She left a pack of menthol cigarettes, and man, I went right to the fucking moon. Like I lit one up, and I was like, I wasn't even like inhaling it. Oh, this is weird. I go, I think I'm supposed to inhale. So I actually forced myself to do it. And boy, was that a mistake. It was very, very painful. That's a bad, bad vibe. And then about 30 seconds later, I went to the fucking moon. And that was insane. So then I had 5 more in an hour. And then I stopped on the way home and got a pack and smoked 5 more on the way home. And Pooh Bear immediately smelled it when I got home. Oh, she was so pissed off at me. I thought that the smell leaves immediately. I'm like, what a fucking idiot. Megan says, were you sober at the time? No. I mean, I was sober that night, but I still drank then regularly. So I was like, smoke, drink, smoke, drink, smoke, drink, smoke, drink. Nonstop. So Chris says, that's crazy. You hit it so well till that Facebook Live heading up north. Oh, my God. I'm sitting there in the front seat of the car. And it was a picture, actually. I don't think it was Facebook Live. Or was it? Maybe it was. No, I shot a video, and then I sent the video to Pooh Bear. It was O'Neill getting excited because we were getting near Fear Bunker North. And I hit record, and I shot the video of him, and then I put my phone down, and then you could see a pack of smokes. And then, so I didn't even realize it at the time, and I sent the video to the whole family, like a group text. And if they watched it, they're going to see the pack of smokes. So I was like, oh, I'm like, oh, God. And now I send so much shit to the group text that I'm like, oh, boy, I got to do something. So I started sending other texts and hoped that I sent so many and bombarded them with them that they would just miss it. And it fucking worked. That day ends, nothing is said. Days pass, weeks, months. And then I'm in the shower and I get out and she goes, hey, I am trying to do the math here. I'm looking at this she saw the video. I'm looking at this old video and you're with O'Neill. And what is this? I go, had to bought a pack of smokes. Not gonna lie to you. You fucking dick. I thought it was Mike Stong. I thought for sure that was Mike Stong giving those to you or something. I go, no. I got it. The fuck? She's so pissed off. Oh my God. So anyway, this chick during the pandemic, a lot of people, they picked up various habits, things to do, run, bike, have an affair. I don't know. This chick decided she wanted a vape. Hang on, I got to turn this air off. It's freezing. This thing just spits ice cubes. This chick decided, yeah, I want a vape. So she started vaping like crazy. And then one day she noticed that when she would breathe, her lungs would make a noise like popping popcorn. That's the line. Mom, 30, left with lungs of an 80-year-old after vaping. The quote from the doctor, you have fried your lungs like chicken wings. Mom began smoking or vaping every hour of every day after picking up the habit in lockdown. She had never done this before. Hannah Roth from Newport, Tennessee, just decided to start vaping from the stress of being stuck in the house. See, I experienced none of that. I had no stress from being in the house. And the reason why is because for 1 year prior to us all having to stay in the house, all I had been doing was staying in the house. Pandemic came, Pandemic left. I'm still in the house. It's the same damn thing. Here she is doing posts on social media. Hey, I'm a dragon, it says. I guess that's what you do. Nice pick. Before long, she was vaping every hour of every day. 4 years later, she started having symptoms, cold chills. Lungs are making a popping sound every breath she took. Every breath you take. Recalling her declining health, she said, I thought I may have bronchitis. I got bronchitis. Anybody got time for that? Because my chest hurt really bad. That went on for a few days, and then I went to the doctors, and they said I had the flu and gave me medicine. Now, look, I know that there's 3 people in the audience who would not recommend that she go to the doctor. She says, I was meant to get better, but I got worse. I had a fever of 104. My mom made me go to the hospital, and she said, there's something else wrong with you. Yeah, you're a dumb bitch. After Roth went back to the hospital's emergency room in Scott County, doctors informed her she had an obstruction in her right lung. They said it was pneumonia. It looks like a tree with branches. It's called tree budding, and it's basically the destruction of your lungs. It won't happen unless you're a really heavy smoker. A doc asked Roth whether she vaped, and when she said yes, he responded, that's why you have pneumonia. He told me if I kept on vaping, that I was going to die. He took my vape out of my purse and threw it in the garbage. He said, if you keep doing this, you will be dead. The doctor showed Roth the scan of the lungs and pointed out they didn't look like they should. They didn't look like they should for a 30-year-old woman, but instead of someone who's been a smoker of 10 years. I looked like I had the lungs of someone in their 80s, someone much older. I really was mad at myself because I had no idea that vaping could do that. Here's what the lungs look like. Now, I don't see anything. To me, they both look the same. I don't have a trained eye, though. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking for. But I guess in this blue spot here is where it's all fucked up. I guess it's a little different. Jesus. The doc told me every time that you hit that, the vapor going into your lungs, it's like frying hot chicken in there. The intensity of it was frying my lungs. That's why it was making a popping sound when I was breathing. I wish I could hear it. Mom said she wouldn't do it again. I think your lungs can turn around. I think that there's they used to tell us when we were growing up that it's permanent. If you damage your lungs, it's permanent. And I think there is a way to kind of bring them back just by you have to stop. But again, this all goes back to when vaping started. I just talked about this not long ago on this show. Oh my God, this is great. It satisfies my addiction to smoking, and it's just harmless water vapor, and it doesn't do anything. It's totally healthy for you. Vaping is encouraged. It's really good. If we all vape, I would suggest your children vape. It's moments like this that make me hearken back to the amazing cigarette smoking baby. The kid from Indonesia. One of my favorite videos of all time of the smoking baby. The family got the kid addicted to nicotine, and then he became like a phenomenon. And everybody wanted to get their picture taken with him. So people are like, oh my God, I want to get my picture taken with the smoking baby.
A tourist attraction in his native Indonesia for all the wrong reasons.
Look at
this toddler on the island of...
He's the kid sitting in a chair with a Guitar Hero guitar. He's 2, smoking a cigarette.
Sumatra, famous for his nicotine addiction.
The fact that he's got a black leather or brown leather jacket. Now look, I want you to know that the kid ended up, finally they got him off the cigarettes. So he's cool now, but this is great.
Nicotine addiction. Aldi Rizal started smoking when he was just 18 months old. Now he's hooked and on 40 a day. And don't
Kid sucking down 40 darts a
think
day.
of denying him his fix. The toddler goes crazy, screaming, slamming his head on the floor, even
He's flipping it like a fucking pen flip.
getting sick if he doesn't get his 2 packs a day.
I mean, he looks good when he's smoking. He's actually some people look fucking cool when they smoke. Like if Clint Eastwood's got a cigarette in his mouth, or Amy Winehouse or something like that back when she was alive, they look fucking cool. This kid looks cool. Look at, he's lighting one cigarette with the other.
His father, Mohammed, who introduced him to smoking, has to find the equivalent of $5 a day to pay for the fags. He insists that his son is healthy.
Okay, now the kid's got his bottle.
Luckily, Aldi is now in rehab under Indonesia's National Commission Child Protection Supervision.
Oh, okay. So I think they just killed the parents or something like that. Where is the smoking baby now? Okay. In 2023, it said he was 13 now. Let's see if there's a video. I think we've done this before, but that's okay. I love this so much. They should do updates all the
When
time.
Artie Rizal was 1.5, this baby was given his first cigarette and became addicted. The disturbing images of him from a poor village
I mean, you need to replace the word disturbing with awesome.
in Indonesia puffing away 40 times a day were seen around the world in 2010. At 5, Artie's parents started weaning him off cigarettes, but his addiction quickly turned to food, and his weight, 52 pounds,
Oh, my God.
became too high.
Kid's like, oh, my back. God damn it, Mom and Dad.
13 pounds more than the average weight of a child that age. Doctors stepped in to help put Artie on a healthier diet and exercise routine. He was also given activities to do where he can just be a kid.
No, give him some smokes. You lose weight when you smoke.
Now 9, Artie's in the 4th grade and one of the top students in his class.
Ah, shit.
No longer smoking or overeating, but rather focusing his attention on excelling in the classroom.
Come on, Artie. Looks like Kyler.
InsideEdition.com, I'm Lee Sheps.
All right. I love that kid. Can you imagine if that happened in the U.S.? You know? Tyler says, you know how much tail that 2-year-old was probably pulling at the time? What a legend. Megan asked, do you think he was taking smoke breaks at school? He wasn't even old enough to go to school. Kenny says, is that how Indonesia is pronounced? Indonesia? Or is this another Pokemon thing? Well, first of all, so I'm supposed to say Pokemon, right? Pokemon. And you're quibbling over, you're stopping everything to talk about the pronunciation of Indonesia. As opposed to Indonesia? You know, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I can't say for sure. I'm guessing you say it differently. But why quibble about that? We've got a smoking child here. You're the only person who can take you're actually a kindred spirit to this kid. If it weren't for the fact that that kid's brown, he's like he's kind of like a photo negative of you, just shorter. All right. Love the smoking baby. If you are listening to the audio podcast, you absolutely need to see the clip of Smoking Baby. One of my favorites. Okay. My goodness, thank you so much to Frank Fuss from My Policy Shop Insurance. Let's talk a little bit. See, smoking, lit, light up. There you go. If you are between jobs, all right, if your boss does not offer insurance, or what's the other one? You're self-employed, like I am. Jesus. You have to get health insurance through healthcare.gov. And you can do it on your own just by going to the site and following the prompts, but it takes a little time. And there's not a lot of wiggle room for when you do it wrong, which you may. So save yourself the time and the energy and have Frank be your licensed independent insurance agent / broker. He's looking to get you in the best policy for your current needs through healthcare.gov. Healthcare.gov is just a catch-all for all these different insurance companies to put their insurance plans out there, and then you just pick the one that works best for you, the one that's with your doctor, all those sort of things. Frank takes care of all that stuff. You don't have to do a thing. The best part is you don't pay for it. His services are free. He gets paid by the insurance companies who are on healthcare.gov, and they pay Frank when he says, hey, I just got you a new customer. Oh, well, thank you. Then you're in the fold. That's how Frank does it. So it's between the insurance companies and healthcare.gov as one entity, and then you and Frank. You two work together to get the insurance companies to work for you. How to take part in this? Just reach out to him. The best way is by going to buy, insurancehere.com. Buyinsurancehere.com. And you can do this from no matter where you are in the listening audience. So wherever you are, reach out to my licensed independent insurance agent / broker, Frank Fuss. Also, for anyone in the listening audience or viewing audience, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, extremely helpful when it comes to getting you approved for a mortgage. All you have to do is reach out to Mario. Say hello at 231-332-6505. I'm having a hard time here. 231-332-6505 to get started on getting into your mortgage. Just call, ask some questions, sniff some butts. You'll be awesome. You'll be awesome. You'll be fine. Everything will be great. 231-332-6505. Also, Joe Martinez from A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. He's immortal. He is awesome. Despite his busting my balls about chiropractors and other shit that he has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. What he does know what he's talking about is ACs and furnaces. 616-516-8579. Don't be the next Jacob Bennett and skip the furnace, AC tune-up, and then things cost you a lot of money. Okay? 616-516-8579 for A&E Heating and Cooling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Joe, do you do business in Kalamazoo? Jeremy asks. I'm pretty sure. He says, yeah, I don't know, but that way I'm feeling awesome. No pain. Okay, so great. Forget about that. Jeremy there wants to know if you or one of your talented staff there, Joe Martinez, can make the trip to Kalamazoo. Jeremy, he absolutely does. You need to call Joe at 616-516-8579. You guys can figure that out. Yesterday, the asshole of the day was Ricky Stenhouse Jr. for his sucker punch. Let's get to the asshole of the day today, brought to you by TC Paintball, home of Rick, who's got the gift of gab. What should we do today? I had a lot of stories today. Donut Dan wants to put Kyle Busch in there. I don't know if I can put Kyle Busch in there. It didn't look like he did anything wrong to me. I'm kind of stumped on, what the hell? I think I know what to do. Let's just put our old boy Kyle in there as the asshole of the day. There you go. From the Steve and Kyle show. Kyle is the asshole of the day. Congratulations to you. Rebecca says the Facebook guy. Yeah, Richard Boris was his name. Yeah, I guess he could have been two. 6 of one, half dozen the other. You know how it is. Hey, I found this.
Facebook fight. You are wrong and I am right. You are a stupid prick. You can suck my big fat dick. This is another Facebook fight. Huh? All right, that's it. I'll talk to you on Patreon. Thank you. You guys are the best. Have fun. Have a good day. If I don't see you on Patreon, please be careful. If I'm not going to see you on Patreon, why not? It's free for 7 days, dick fuck. patreon.com/Eric Zane. Thank you so much. Till next time. Bye-bye.